Welcome to the Action Playbook. I'm Jason Fox.
And I'm Coach Robin.
And we're helping leaders take action in life and business. All right, well, here we are. Episode 1, the new podcast, the Action Playbook. Robin, thanks for joining us.
Man, I'm so excited about this, Jason. I think this is going to be amazing. Not just doing this, but I think the message that we're going to be sending out there is so important. And I can't wait to get engaging with people on a lot of the topics we're going to talk about.
Yeah, look, this for me, I'm all about bringing value to everyone that listens to me, whether it be any other podcasts, my businesses, the rants and raves that I do. And Robin and I have a program called Action Membership, and we thought, what better way to bring more value to our members than to run a podcast and cover off topics each week.
Yeah, 100%. Learning is a lifelong journey. You know, there's no end to it, and this is just part of the value that we want to add in the learning process.
And they say to teach is to learn twice, so we get to learn and further grow our skills and stuff as coaches and entrepreneurs and all the rest of it throughout the journey.
I'm going to get inside your head. You're going to get inside of mine.
Fuck you, there's no room in my head, mate. There's no room in my head. It's chocker. Not with brains, just stuff going on up there.
Yeah, and mine's just scary.
Yeah. There's like 14 mice on the one wheel, just all crammed up, sitting stationary.
So should we talk about what the podcast is all about?
Yeah, okay. What's your thoughts? What's the podcast, mate? Put you on the spot.
Yeah. I think there's so many business owners out there that have started businesses because they're really good at their craft and they want to take ownership of their own destiny. And as soon as they get into business, they realize that it's not as easy as what it seems from the outside. Mm-hmm. Once you're in it, it's so much harder. And yet, I know that it doesn't have to be. So I want to bring that message across. But I think more importantly, and I know you're going to agree with this, Jason, more importantly, this isn't a podcast where we give silver bullets or sugar-coated messages. This is a hard-hitting podcast with real actionable tips, processes, systems, and tools that people can use, but it takes action, and that's why it was so important to have action in the name.
Yeah, it's funny that because obviously we've got the Action Membership Program and we've been humming and hurrying this morning, and only about an hour ago we went, right, that's the name, let's go with it, the Action Project. And
Playbook.
Yep, it's a playbook, see? It's so new, I can't even remember it. But regardless of that, literally 2 days ago we thought, let's start a podcast, and I've made a logo, we've got a name. It's gonna, it's probably going live, and you're listening to it within 3 days. And that's what we're about here, taking action. You can read every book in the world, and if you don't apply anything, take some action, nothing in your life will change. So lead by example. Here's some action.
Yeah, and like I said, we're not sugarcoating this. We're not, we're going to talk about real issues, real things that are happening in the market right now, and real challenges that business owners will be facing and need to overcome.
Correct. Because like you were saying before, these business owners, they go into business with the best thoughts. And a lot of people, this is what we want to challenge too. So many people go into business and say, oh, if I could just replace my wage. Mate, are you going to be busy in a business or a busyness? Like you're going to be flat out doing stuff you never had to do in the other job. It's a lot harder than just working in a job. So if you're going to take on that risk, you need the reward out the other end.
Yeah, I say it every time. Starting a business is all about getting that freedom until you sign your first client. Freedom's gone.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of time before you got clients, and the phone's ringing. Yeah. So, we're going to be bringing these out every week. I think we can keep it pretty short and to the point. Is there anything specific you'd like to cover off so the listeners know where we're going and what to expect outside of what we've told them?
Look, I think, the big thing is to talk about relevant topics. And talk about, for me, the big thing is about success is intentional. Intentional means by design, and by design means planning.
Correct.
So we often talk about action plans, and so there's action again, and it's all about putting those plans in place, understanding the goals and why those are the important goals to go for, and then what are we going to be doing to get those goals achieved. And, you know, when we achieve goals, and this is the beautiful thing, now that a lot of research is being done about how the brain functions, we now know that achieving goals actually produces dopamine in the brain. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
So the brain produces dopamine, which in itself is not addictive, but the behaviors that leads to the dopamine being created can be. And that's what we want to do. We want to foster people getting out there and doing what's necessary. So the topics that we're going to be talking about is, what can you do to make your business better? What can you do to make you better? And often it's the you that comes before the business, right?
Yes, I get you. So what you're saying, that if you just want to lay on the couch and earn a passive income of $5,000 a month, this isn't the podcast for you. This is for people that want to take action, actually grow businesses.
This podcast will not be for everyone. This podcast is for the doers.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. So you'll be wondering how to follow us and all the rest of it. So if you go jump on Facebook, you can find Action Membership NZ, and you'll see we'll be posting the podcast and other material there. It's a fairly young page, so jump on there, give that a follow. You can follow me at it's Jason Fox on Instagram as well, where I post all of my rants and raves and different projects on. And alternatively, actionmembership.biz.
That's our website, yeah. Did you think we should introduce ourselves so the listeners and viewers know who they're talking to?
Oh, do you think that's of importance?
Well, maybe.
Okay, well, why don't we start with you? Who the heck are you?
Oh.
What are you doing in my office?
Thanks, Jason, putting me on the spot there. So I mean, business coach, starting with the end and then working backwards, a business coach in the Bay of Plenty. And what's led me to business coaching is a 20-year journey of running my own businesses. So I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I'm a business coach that coaches from experience, plus the tools and the systems that I'm provided through Action Coach. But primarily, it's about the journey that I went through. The journey that I went through was starting a business from absolute scratch, $500 between myself and two mates, and grew that business to over 6 branches across 3 cities, employing over 100 staff with an annual turnover of about $30 million. That's not a brag, by the way. Like, I didn't do that. It was the team around me that
you have to do it alone, isn't it?
It's never alone, is it?
Yeah.
But what was really important was that there were a lot of lessons that we learned in that journey. And those lessons are the lessons that I keep with me, because once you've got it for life. And that's what I bring to the coaching. So that's why I am helping business owners to improve their lives.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. Okay, so I know a little bit about Rob, and I'll do it in the opposite direction then. So I dropped out of school at 16, found myself selling truck parts or car parts at Repco. I must have been doing something right, because throughout my life, opportunity keeps presenting itself. So I got offered a job selling truck parts, did that. Got offered a 2IC position selling truck parts in another company, so moved again. Ended up leaving that to become a business consultant for Vodafone. Did that for 12 months. That really gave me a sales background, knocking on doors. Isn't easy, doing that all day long, trying to get the hard sale. Take someone from telecom, bring them to Vodafone sort of thing. From there, I ended up going back to the transport industry, and they put me through my Class 5 licenses, and ended up selling trucks. Sold them for 10 years, and through frustrations of just jobs. Jobs can be great, but they're not for me. I got tired of the same thing happening, being delivered in a different way or format, but every business had its trials and tribulations, and as an employee, I was not able to take charge, or maybe the direction that I thought would be the correct one. So, live and die with the sword, go and do it for myself. So I've been brokering finance now for coming up 6 years. And then from there, I've also become, I suppose, a transport consultancy, and started a company here called Profitable Pathways, where we basically bookkeeping on steroids for heavy transport customers. I've joined Robin in Action Membership. I'm a podcast host on Common Unity, and now also the Action Playbook. I got the name right this time. And a bit of an investor. I've played with a few different platforms, but mostly in property at the moment. So probably a busy fool. One of my favourite quotes I keep using at the moment is to remind myself why I'm doing it wrong is focus, follow one course until successful. And it's pretty hard to follow 5 courses or 6 courses, but they're starting to pay off.
Well, I think the one thing, and this is important for everyone listening or watching to know, is that we're both serial entrepreneurs ourselves. The Action Membership is the 6th business that I've started. You're up to 6 as well. So.
Probably currently, yeah.
So it's not just, we're not just talking theory, we're talking from real life experience too.
And hard work. Lots of hard work. And remember, people, hard work doesn't necessarily mean hours worked. Like people go, oh, he's such a hard worker, he works 70 hours a week. Mate, that person who works at 70 hours a week, that might be on a stop-go sign, wouldn't want probably 3 hours a week in my brain. So that looks, hard work is different to a lot of people. I might look like I'm sitting up here at my desk, swiveling around in my chair with my feet on the table, which is quite often the way that Robin walks in to see me, but there's always something happening on the phone. Yeah.
So that actually leads me to a quick question, just off topic here, but do you think smart work is earned by hard work, or is smart work expected immediately?
Smart work. So I guess, it can't be expected immediately because you don't have the tools or resources to do anything, right? It's like anyone who's starting a business. I'll use transport, for example. You might have been driving trucks for 30 years. You're a fantastic operator. You never miss a gear going up the coal mines, all the rest of it, fantastic. You're going to buy this truck and you're going to operate the thing fantastically. But when it comes to actually paying your GST returns on time, putting your tax money aside, all the rest of it, that's where it can fall short. So there's additional hard work on top of whatever your day-to-day task is when you come into a business. You've got to start learning again and learn a lot. And that's what we're going to be here to try and help people through. You can't know it all, and business feels lonely for a lot of people. It doesn't need to be lonely, hence Action Membership, and obviously the content that we'll be bringing to the audience here.
Yeah, and I actually agree with that. Starting out, it has to be the hard work. It's going to be hard yards until you understand, or one understands, more about what the business actually entails, and from there, as the learning process grows, the smartening grows too. But I don't want to create a false expectation that starting a business is going to be easy and doesn't require hard work.
Yeah, and for a lot of us, we're going into our first downturn. I think we've just seen our first quarter of negative GDP growth. So if we get a second one of those to back it up, we're officially in a recession. And I've been employed for 6 years, but it's been growth time. So that's going to present its own challenges to not just myself, but everyone that's listening to this.
Awesome. All right, so a little segue into what we're going to cover off on our next podcast.
Yep, brilliant. What's that?
I thought, what a great way to start by talking about dreams and goals, and the difference between dreams and goals, and then plans. Sure. And we start with the end in mind, to use an old business cliche, but it is 100% true. So we'll be talking dreams and goals on our next podcast, and we'd love to have everyone join us. Yeah,
and to our members, we're going to be talking about this next Tuesday at our event. If dreams and goals or goal setting and stuff is something as an entrepreneur or a business owner that you have been struggling with, it's going to be short notice because I don't know if I've got this podcast up today, which is Tuesday or tomorrow, Wednesday, but you've basically got a week to join us if you reach out to us on either the Facebooks that I gave you earlier, which is Action Membership NZ, or jump onto actionmembership.biz and register for a ticket. You can join us and sit down for some of this coaching, some great discussions, the collective intelligence of the room, and we'll help you get a bit of a plan for the next 3 months, hopefully.
We'd love to see everyone there.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, well, stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you.